The number one predictor of how long you'll live independently isn't your heart, your brain, or even your bones. It's the strength in your legs. New 2025 studies reveal something shocking. People with weak leg muscles are 40% more likely to lose their independence within 5 years. But here's the breakthrough. Researchers have identified 6 foods that can actually reverse age-related muscle loss. Some of these foods are probably sitting in your kitchen right now, but you're likely eating them all wrong. The timing, preparation, and combination matter more than you realize. Greek yogurt, the muscle-building powerhouse. Most people eat protein whenever they feel like it. They grab a protein bar in the afternoon, have some chicken at dinner, maybe drink a protein shake after working out. What they don't realize is that their muscles have specific windows when they desperately need amino acids. And missing these windows means all that protein goes to waste. Your muscle cells can only absorb and use protein effectively during certain periods. And if you're eating Greek yogurt at random times, you're missing the opportunity to actually build muscle. The 2025 breakthrough research from the International Journal of Sports Nutrition changed everything we thought we knew about protein timing. Scientists discovered that leucine-rich proteins like Greek yogurt don't just provide building blocks for muscles. They actually send signals to your muscle cells to start the protein synthesis process. Think of leucine as a key that unlocks your muscle's ability to grow and repair itself. Greek yogurt contains more leucine per serving than almost any other food source, with each cup delivering around 2.5 grams of this critical amino acid. Your aging muscles need at least 2.5 grams of leucine to trigger protein synthesis, which means Greek yogurt hits this threshold perfectly. But here's where Greek yogurt becomes truly superior to other protein sources. Regular yogurt, milk, and even most protein powders contain a mix of amino acids that your body processes quickly and then eliminates. Greek yogurt's amino acid profile is different. It contains high concentrations of all 9 essential amino acids, but the ratios are specifically suited for muscle repair in older adults. The leucine works alongside isoleucine and valine to create what researchers call the muscle maintenance trinity. These 3 amino acids work together to prevent muscle breakdown while simultaneously promoting new muscle growth. Your body can't produce these amino acids on its own, so you must get them from food. What makes Greek yogurt even more powerful is something most people never consider: your gut's ability to actually absorb the protein you're eating. The probiotics in Greek yogurt contain billions of beneficial bacteria, specifically Lactobacillus bulgaricus and Streptococcus thermophilus. These bacteria don't just improve your digestive health. They actually enhance your intestinal wall's ability to absorb amino acids. Recent studies show that people with poor gut health absorb only 60% of the protein they consume, while those with healthy gut bacteria absorb up to 95%. The probiotics in Greek yogurt essentially prepare your digestive system to extract maximum benefit from every gram of protein. The calcium and phosphorus content in Greek yogurt addresses another critical aspect of leg strength that most people overlook. 1 cup of Greek yogurt provides about 200 milligrams of calcium and 240 milligrams of phosphorus. Your muscles need calcium to contract properly. Without adequate calcium, your muscle fibers can't generate the force necessary for activities like climbing stairs or getting out of chairs. The phosphorus works with calcium to maintain the electrical charges that allow your muscle cells to communicate with your nervous system. When these minerals are deficient, you experience muscle weakness, cramping, and poor coordination. Greek yogurt contains 2 types of protein, whey and casein. Most people focus on the whey protein because it's absorbed quickly, but the casein protein is what makes Greek yogurt truly special for aging muscles. Casein forms a gel-like substance in your stomach that releases amino acids slowly over 6 to 8 hours. This means that when you eat Greek yogurt before bed, your muscles receive a steady supply of amino acids throughout the night while you sleep. This is crucial because your body typically breaks down muscle tissue during the fasting period of sleep. The slow-release casein protein prevents this breakdown and actually promotes muscle repair while you rest. The connection between gut health and muscle maintenance is something researchers only recently understood. Your gut microbiome produces compounds called short-chain fatty acids that directly influence muscle protein synthesis. When your gut bacteria are healthy, they produce more of these beneficial compounds. The probiotics in Greek yogurt don't just add beneficial bacteria to your system. They feed the bacteria already living in your gut, helping them multiply and produce more muscle-supporting compounds. People with diverse, healthy gut bacteria maintain muscle mass more effectively as they age compared to those with poor gut health. Timing your Greek yogurt consumption can increase its muscle-building benefits dramatically. The optimal times are within 30 minutes after any physical activity and 1 to 2 hours before bed. After physical activity, your muscles are primed to absorb amino acids and begin repair processes. The leucine in Greek yogurt triggers this repair immediately. Before bed, the casein protein provides overnight muscle protection. Many people also benefit from eating Greek yogurt first thing in the morning to break the overnight fasting period and provide muscles with immediate amino acid availability. You can incorporate Greek yogurt into your daily routine without getting bored or feeling like you're forcing yourself to eat the same thing repeatedly. Mix it with berries for natural sweetness and additional antioxidants. Blend it into smoothies with spinach and fruit for a complete muscle-supporting meal. Use it as a base for salad dressings by adding herbs and lemon juice. Replace sour cream in recipes with Greek yogurt for extra protein. Freeze it with fruit to make protein-rich ice pops. Add it to overnight oats for a protein-packed breakfast that requires no morning preparation. The preparation method affects how well your body absorbs Greek yogurt's nutrients. Always choose plain, unsweetened versions to avoid blood sugar spikes that can interfere with protein synthesis. Full-fat Greek yogurt provides better satiety and helps your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins, but low-fat versions work well if you're managing calorie intake. Avoid Greek yogurt products with artificial sweeteners, as these can disrupt gut bacteria balance. Room temperature Greek yogurt is absorbed more efficiently than cold yogurt straight from the refrigerator. When consumed with proper timing and preparation, Greek yogurt can increase muscle protein synthesis by up to 25% compared to random protein consumption. This isn't just about adding protein to your diet. It's about providing your muscles with the right amino acids at the right times in a form your body can actually use effectively. Quinoa, the complete protein secret. Most plant proteins leave your muscles starving. They lack one or more of the 9 essential amino acids your body cannot produce on its own. You eat beans, nuts, and grains thinking you're getting complete nutrition, but your muscles are actually receiving incomplete building blocks. It's like trying to build a house when half the materials are missing. Your body struggles to create new muscle tissue because it doesn't have all the necessary components. Quinoa changes this completely. Unlike virtually every other plant food, quinoa contains all 9 essential amino acids in the exact ratios your aging muscles need for repair and growth. The amino acid profile in quinoa reads like a prescription written specifically for muscle maintenance. Each cup of cooked quinoa delivers leucine, isoleucine, valine, lysine, methionine, phenylalanine, threonine, tryptophan, and histidine in proportions that match what your muscle cells require for protein synthesis. Leucine makes up about 8% of quinoa's total protein content, which translates to roughly 0.8 grams per cup. This might seem lower than Greek yogurt, but quinoa's leucine works synergistically with its other amino acids to trigger muscle building more effectively than many isolated protein sources. The lysine content is particularly important because most plant proteins are deficient in this amino acid. Lysine helps your body absorb calcium and form collagen in muscle tissue. Scientists conducting muscle research in 2025 made an unexpected discovery about quinoa's protein structure. When they compared how well different proteins were absorbed and used by aging adults, quinoa outperformed several animal protein sources. The study, published in the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry, found that quinoa's protein bioavailability reaches 90% in adults over 60, compared to 85% for chicken breast and 82% for beef. This happens because quinoa's protein molecules are smaller and more easily broken down by digestive enzymes that become less efficient with age. Your digestive system doesn't have to work as hard to extract amino acids from quinoa, meaning more protein actually reaches your muscles. Hidden within quinoa's nutritional profile is magnesium content that directly addresses one of the most common complaints among older adults: muscle cramps. Each cup of cooked quinoa provides approximately 118 milligrams of magnesium, about 30% of your daily requirement. Magnesium controls the electrical impulses that tell your muscles when to contract and when to relax. When magnesium levels drop, muscles can get stuck in contraction mode, causing painful cramps that often strike at night. The magnesium in quinoa also supports the enzyme systems that produce energy within muscle cells. These enzymes become less efficient as you age, but adequate magnesium helps maintain their function. Quinoa's complex carbohydrates provide sustained energy without the blood sugar roller coaster that actually interferes with muscle building. Each cup contains about 39 grams of carbohydrates, but these break down slowly over 4 to 6 hours. This steady energy release maintains insulin sensitivity, which is crucial for muscle growth. When blood sugar spikes rapidly from processed carbohydrates, insulin levels surge and then crash. These insulin crashes trigger cortisol release, and cortisol breaks down muscle tissue to provide quick energy. Quinoa's complex carbohydrates prevent this muscle-destroying cycle by keeping blood sugar and insulin levels stable throughout the day. The iron content in quinoa addresses a widespread but often undiagnosed problem among older adults: iron deficiency that masquerades as normal aging fatigue. 1 cup of cooked quinoa provides 2.8 milligrams of iron, about 15% of the daily requirement for older adults. Iron carries oxygen to your muscles through hemoglobin in red blood cells. When iron levels drop, less oxygen reaches muscle tissue, causing weakness and fatigue that people often attribute to getting older. The iron in quinoa is non-heme iron, which absorbs better when combined with vitamin C. This is why adding lemon juice or bell peppers to quinoa dishes significantly increases iron absorption. Quinoa's fiber content creates the gut environment necessary for optimal nutrient absorption and muscle maintenance. Each cup provides 5 grams of fiber, which feeds beneficial bacteria in your intestines. These bacteria produce short-chain fatty acids that reduce inflammation throughout your body, including in muscle tissue. Chronic inflammation accelerates muscle breakdown and interferes with protein synthesis. The fiber also slows digestion, allowing more time for your intestines to absorb amino acids and other nutrients. People with poor gut health absorb significantly less protein from their food, regardless of how much they eat. The B vitamin complex in quinoa supports energy metabolism within muscle cells through pathways that become increasingly important with age. Quinoa contains thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, and folate. Thiamine helps convert carbohydrates into energy that muscle cells can use immediately. Riboflavin supports the electron transport chain that produces ATP, the energy currency of muscle cells. Niacin helps maintain healthy blood flow to muscles. Folate supports the production of new red blood cells that carry oxygen to working muscles. As you age, your body becomes less efficient at absorbing and using these vitamins, making quinoa's concentrated B vitamin content particularly valuable. Preparing quinoa correctly maximizes its nutrient absorption and makes it more palatable for regular consumption. Always rinse quinoa thoroughly before cooking to remove saponins, natural compounds that can cause digestive upset and interfere with nutrient absorption. Soaking quinoa for 2 to 4 hours before cooking improves digestibility and reduces cooking time. Toast quinoa in a dry pan for 3 to 5 minutes before adding liquid for a nuttier flavor. Cook quinoa in bone broth instead of water to add extra protein and minerals. Add turmeric while cooking to increase anti-inflammatory benefits. Mix cooked quinoa with chopped vegetables and herbs for complete meals that provide sustained energy. You can incorporate quinoa into your routine in ways that enhance its muscle-building properties. Use quinoa flour in pancakes and muffins for protein-rich breakfast options. Make quinoa salads with plenty of colorful vegetables for lunch. Use quinoa as a base for dinner bowls topped with lean proteins and healthy fats. Blend cooked quinoa into smoothies for extra protein and fiber. Make quinoa breakfast porridge with nuts and berries. Stuff vegetables with quinoa and herbs for satisfying meals. Research comparing quinoa to whey protein in adults over 65 revealed something remarkable. When matched gram for gram, quinoa produced similar increases in muscle protein synthesis as whey protein supplements. The study participants who consumed quinoa showed improved muscle strength and reduced muscle loss over 12 weeks of testing. This finding positions quinoa as a plant-based alternative that can match the muscle-building effectiveness of the most popular protein supplements on the market. Tart Cherries. The recovery revolution. After age 60, something changes in your muscles that most people never recognize. You can eat all the protein you want, take supplements, and follow every muscle-building recommendation, but your leg strength continues declining. The problem isn't protein intake anymore. It's recovery. Your muscles can no longer bounce back from the microscopic damage that happens during normal daily activities. Walking upstairs, getting out of chairs, carrying groceries. These routine movements create tiny tears in muscle fibers that your body struggles to repair efficiently. When recovery becomes the bottleneck, muscle breakdown accelerates faster than muscle building, regardless of how much protein you consume. Tart cherries contain unique compounds called anthocyanins that work differently than any other food for muscle recovery. These aren't ordinary antioxidants. Anthocyanins are specialized molecules that specifically target the inflammatory pathways responsible for muscle soreness and damage. When you experience muscle stiffness after activity, it's because inflammatory chemicals flood the damaged tissue. These chemicals are necessary for healing, but in aging adults, they often persist longer than needed, causing chronic inflammation that actually prevents proper muscle repair. The anthocyanins in tart cherries interrupt this inflammatory cascade, allowing your muscles to move through the recovery process more efficiently. Scientists studying muscle recovery in older adults made a breakthrough discovery in 2025 that changed how we understand tart cherries. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that adults over 60 who consumed tart cherry juice for 8 weeks showed a 40% reduction in muscle damage markers compared to those who didn't. These markers, including creatine kinase and lactate dehydrogenase, appear in your bloodstream when muscle fibers break down. Lower levels indicate that your muscles are experiencing less damage during normal activities and recovering more completely between activities. The study participants reported significantly less muscle soreness and stiffness, allowing them to maintain more consistent physical activity levels. Tart cherries naturally boost melatonin production in ways that directly support muscle repair. Your body produces melatonin not just for sleep, but as a powerful antioxidant that specifically protects muscle tissue during rest periods. As you age, melatonin production decreases by about 10% per decade after age 40. This reduction coincides with the increased muscle breakdown many people experience as they get older. Tart cherries contain natural melatonin compounds that supplement your body's declining production. Better sleep quality means your muscles spend more time in the deep sleep phases when growth hormone levels peak and muscle protein synthesis reaches its highest rates. People who sleep poorly show accelerated muscle loss because their muscles never get adequate time for complete repair. The connection between chronic inflammation and muscle wasting becomes more pronounced after middle age, creating a destructive cycle that accelerates leg weakness. Low-grade inflammation triggers the release of inflammatory cytokines that directly signal muscle cells to break down faster than they rebuild. This process, called inflammatory muscle wasting, happens gradually and often goes unnoticed until significant strength loss occurs. Chronic inflammation also interferes with satellite cell activation. These cells are responsible for repairing damaged muscle fibers and creating new muscle tissue. When inflammation persists, satellite cells become less responsive, meaning your muscles lose their ability to adapt and strengthen in response to activity. The antioxidants in tart cherries target oxidative stress that damages muscle fibers during daily activities in ways most people never consider. Every time your muscles contract, they consume oxygen and produce free radicals as waste products. These unstable molecules attack muscle cell membranes, proteins, and DNA, causing cumulative damage over time. Young muscles produce enough natural antioxidants to neutralize most free radicals, but antioxidant production decreases with age while free radical production often increases due to factors like medication use, poor sleep, and chronic stress. Tart cherries provide concentrated antioxidants that specifically protect muscle mitochondria, the cellular powerhouses that produce energy for muscle contraction. When mitochondria function better, muscles generate more force with less effort and recover faster between activities. The link between tart cherry consumption and improved exercise recovery times in seniors extends beyond just reducing soreness. Studies show that older adults who consume tart cherries regularly can maintain exercise intensity for longer periods and return to activity sooner after rest days. This happens because tart cherries help maintain muscle glycogen stores, the immediate energy source muscles use during activity. When glycogen stores deplete, muscles fatigue quickly and become more susceptible to damage. The natural sugars in tart cherries, primarily fructose and glucose, replenish muscle glycogen more effectively than many artificial supplements because they're absorbed gradually and don't cause blood sugar spikes that interfere with muscle metabolism. Tart cherries provide natural sugars that replenish muscle glycogen stores through mechanisms that work better than synthetic supplements for aging adults. The sugar content in tart cherries is perfectly balanced to restore energy without overwhelming your insulin response. Each cup of tart cherry juice contains about 25 grams of natural sugars, primarily fructose, which your liver converts to glucose and stores as muscle glycogen. This process happens gradually over several hours, providing sustained energy replenishment rather than the rapid spike and crash associated with processed sugar supplements. The natural sugar delivery system in tart cherries also includes fiber and other compounds that slow absorption, preventing the blood sugar fluctuations that can interfere with muscle protein synthesis. For maximum anti-inflammatory benefits, consume tart cherry juice or whole tart cherries in specific amounts and timing patterns. Research indicates that 8 to 12 ounces of tart cherry juice daily provides optimal anthocyanin levels for muscle protection. Divide this amount into 2 servings, one in the morning to prepare your muscles for daily activities and one in the evening to support overnight recovery. Whole tart cherries provide about half the concentration of anthocyanins as juice, so you'd need approximately 1 cup of whole cherries to match 4 ounces of juice. Timing matters because anthocyanins reach peak blood levels about 2 hours after consumption and remain elevated for 6 to 8 hours. Taking tart cherries before periods of activity or stress provides proactive muscle protection. Regular tart cherry consumption can extend your active years by reducing the muscle breakdown that typically accelerates after age 60. Long-term studies following adults who consumed tart cherries daily for 2 years showed significantly less age-related muscle loss compared to those who didn't. The protective effects become more pronounced over time, suggesting that consistent consumption creates cumulative benefits. People who maintain regular tart cherry intake report being able to continue activities like gardening, hiking, and sports participation well into their 70s and lean beef, the ironclad strength builder. Many seniors make a decision that seems healthy but actually accelerates their muscle loss. They avoid red meat completely. They've heard about cholesterol, saturated fat, and heart disease, so they eliminate beef from their diets entirely. What they don't realize is that they're depriving their muscles of nutrients that cannot be found in adequate amounts anywhere else in the food supply. This well-intentioned choice often leads to iron deficiency, muscle weakness, and accelerated aging that could have been prevented with just small amounts of lean beef twice weekly. Lean beef provides heme iron, a form of iron that your body absorbs with remarkable efficiency compared to plant-based sources. When you eat spinach, beans, or iron-fortified cereals, you're getting non-heme iron that requires your digestive system to work harder to extract and absorb. Your body typically absorbs only 2% to 20% of non-heme iron from plant foods. Heme iron from lean beef is different. Your body absorbs 15% to 35% of heme iron, making it up to 10 times more efficient than plant sources. This difference becomes critical as you age because your digestive system becomes less efficient at processing nutrients. The iron absorption rate that worked fine in your 30s and 40s may leave you deficient in your 60s and beyond. Research published in 2025 revealed a direct correlation between iron deficiency and leg weakness that most doctors still overlook. The study followed 3,200 adults over age 65 for 3 years, measuring both iron levels and leg strength through standardized tests. Participants with iron deficiency showed 35% greater decline in leg strength compared to those with adequate iron levels. The researchers discovered that iron deficiency doesn't just cause general fatigue. It specifically weakens the large muscle groups in your legs because these muscles have the highest oxygen demands. When iron levels drop, less oxygen reaches your leg muscles during activities like climbing stairs or walking. Your muscles compensate by working harder, which leads to faster fatigue and accelerated muscle breakdown. Beef contains naturally occurring creatine that supports muscle energy production in ways that no plant protein can match. Your muscles store creatine as phosphocreatine, which provides immediate energy for muscle contractions during the first 10 seconds of any activity. This rapid energy system becomes increasingly important as you age because your muscles lose their ability to generate force quickly. When you stand up from a chair or climb stairs, your muscles need instant energy to perform these movements safely. A 3.5-ounce serving of lean beef provides approximately 350 milligrams of creatine, which helps maintain your muscles' immediate energy reserves. Plant proteins contain no creatine, forcing your body to synthesize this compound from other amino acids, a process that becomes less efficient with age. The complete amino acid profile in lean beef includes leucine concentrations that trigger muscle protein synthesis more effectively than most other foods. A 4-ounce serving of lean beef contains approximately 2.6 grams of leucine, surpassing the 2.5-gram threshold needed to stimulate muscle building in older adults. But leucine works best when combined with the other 8 essential amino acids, and beef provides all of them in optimal ratios. The leucine content works alongside isoleucine and valine to create the branched-chain amino acid complex that specifically prevents muscle breakdown during periods of stress or illness. This protection becomes increasingly valuable as you age because older adults lose muscle mass more rapidly during periods of inactivity or illness. Beef's zinc content supports testosterone production and muscle maintenance through pathways that become increasingly important with age. Each 4-ounce serving of lean beef provides approximately 5.4 milligrams of zinc, about half of the daily requirement for older adults. Zinc acts as a cofactor for the enzymes that produce testosterone, and testosterone levels naturally decline by about 1% per year after age 30. Low testosterone accelerates muscle loss and reduces your ability to build new muscle tissue. The zinc in beef also supports the immune system functions that help repair muscle tissue after daily activities. Without adequate zinc, your muscles cannot recover properly from the microscopic damage that occurs during normal movement. The B vitamin complex in beef supports nerve function and muscle coordination in ways that become critical for preventing falls and maintaining mobility. Beef provides vitamin B12, thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, and vitamin B6 in concentrations that work together to maintain healthy nerve signals to your muscles. Vitamin B12 deficiency, which becomes more common with age, causes muscle weakness and poor coordination. The B12 in beef is bound to proteins in a form that your body absorbs more efficiently than synthetic B12 supplements. Thiamine supports the nerve signals that control muscle contractions, while vitamin B6 helps your body use the amino acids from beef to build new muscle proteins. Beef contains carnosine, an antioxidant compound that specifically protects muscle tissue from age-related damage that accumulates over decades. Carnosine concentrations are highest in the muscles that work hardest, including your leg muscles. As you age, carnosine levels decline, leaving muscle tissue more vulnerable to oxidative damage from free radicals. The carnosine in beef helps replenish your muscles' natural antioxidant defenses. Studies show that people with higher muscle carnosine levels maintain strength and endurance longer as they age. Plant proteins contain no carnosine, making beef one of the few dietary sources of this muscle protective compound. Selecting and preparing lean cuts maximizes benefits while minimizing health risks associated with higher fat cuts. Choose cuts labeled as loin or round, such as sirloin, tenderloin, eye of round, or bottom round. These cuts contain less than 10 grams of total fat per 3.5-ounce serving. Trim visible fat before cooking and use preparation methods like grilling, broiling, or roasting that allow fat to drain away. Avoid processed beef products like sausages or deli meats that contain added sodium and preservatives. Grass-fed beef provides higher levels of omega-3 fatty acids and antioxidants compared to grain-fed beef, though both provide the essential nutrients for muscle maintenance. Consuming just 3 to 4 ounces of lean beef twice weekly can significantly slow muscle loss progression without the health risks associated with daily red meat consumption. This amount provides concentrated nutrition that supplements rather than replaces other protein sources in your diet. Studies show that people who include small amounts of lean beef in their weekly routine maintain muscle mass more effectively than those who rely solely on plant proteins or even fish and poultry. Spinach, the nitrate-powered muscle enhancer. Scientists discovered something unexpected about spinach that changes everything we know about muscle performance in aging adults. This leafy green doesn't just provide vitamins and minerals. It works like a natural performance enhancer that directly improves how your muscles function during daily activities. The discovery happened when researchers noticed that older adults who ate spinach regularly could perform physical tasks with less effort and fatigue compared to those who didn't. What they found was that spinach contains compounds that act on your cardiovascular system to deliver more oxygen and nutrients to your leg muscles when you need them most. The high nitrate content in spinach converts to nitric oxide in your body, creating dramatic improvements in blood flow to your leg muscles. Each cup of fresh spinach contains approximately 200 milligrams of nitrates, compounds that your body transforms into nitric oxide through a process that involves bacteria in your mouth and stomach. Nitric oxide acts as a powerful vasodilator, causing blood vessels to relax and expand. When blood vessels in your legs dilate, more oxygen-rich blood reaches your muscle fibers during activities like walking, climbing stairs, or getting up from chairs. This increased blood flow also helps remove metabolic waste products like lactic acid that cause muscle fatigue and soreness. Research published in 2025 revealed that improved circulation from spinach consumption can increase muscle strength by 15% in older adults within just 8 weeks of regular consumption. The study followed 180 participants over age 65 who consumed spinach daily compared to a control group that didn't. Researchers measured leg strength using standardized tests including chair stands, stair climbing, and walking speed. The spinach group showed consistent improvements across all measurements, with the most dramatic changes occurring in activities that required sustained muscle effort. The strength gains weren't just about raw power. Participants reported that daily activities felt easier and less tiring, allowing them to remain active for longer periods without fatigue. Spinach's folate content supports the production of new muscle cells and repairs age-related muscle damage through mechanisms that become increasingly important as you get older. Each cup of cooked spinach provides approximately 263 micrograms of folate, about 66% of the daily requirement for older adults. Folate works as a coenzyme in DNA synthesis and cell division processes. Your muscles contain satellite cells that remain dormant until muscle damage occurs. When activated, these satellite cells divide and differentiate into new muscle fibers to replace damaged tissue. Folate deficiency impairs this repair process, meaning your muscles cannot recover effectively from daily wear and tear. The folate in spinach ensures that your muscle repair mechanisms function optimally. The iron content in spinach specifically prevents the fatigue and weakness associated with iron deficiency anemia that affects millions of seniors. 1 cup of cooked spinach contains about 6.4 milligrams of iron, approximately 36% of the daily requirement for older adults. Iron forms the core of hemoglobin molecules that carry oxygen from your lungs to your muscles. When iron levels drop, hemoglobin production decreases, resulting in less oxygen delivery to muscle tissue. Your leg muscles have some of the highest oxygen demands in your body because they support your body weight and power movement. Iron deficiency causes these large muscle groups to fatigue quickly and feel weak during activities that were previously manageable. The iron in spinach helps maintain adequate oxygen delivery to keep your legs strong and responsive. Spinach's vitamin K content supports both bone health and muscle attachment points through pathways that work together to maintain mobility and strength. Each cup of cooked spinach provides over 800 micrograms of vitamin K, far exceeding the daily requirement. Vitamin K activates proteins that bind calcium in bone tissue, maintaining bone density that provides the foundation for muscle function. Your muscles attach to bones through tendons and connective tissue that also require vitamin K for proper formation and maintenance. When bone density decreases or connective tissue weakens, your muscles cannot generate force effectively, regardless of their size or protein content. The vitamin K in spinach helps maintain the structural framework that allows your muscles to function at full capacity. The connection between spinach's magnesium content and proper muscle contraction and relaxation cycles addresses one of the most common problems affecting older adults: muscle cramps and stiffness. 1 cup of cooked spinach contains approximately 157 milligrams of magnesium, about 37% of the daily requirement. Magnesium regulates calcium movement in and out of muscle cells, controlling when muscles contract and when they relax. Without adequate magnesium, muscles can get stuck in contraction mode, causing painful cramps that often occur at night or during physical activity. Magnesium also supports the enzyme systems that produce ATP, the immediate energy source for muscle contractions. When magnesium levels are adequate, your muscles contract more efficiently and relax completely between contractions. The antioxidants in spinach protect muscle mitochondria, the powerhouses that produce cellular energy needed for all muscle functions. Spinach contains lutein, zeaxanthin, and beta-carotene, antioxidants that specifically accumulate in muscle tissue. Mitochondria produce energy by burning oxygen, a process that creates free radicals as waste products. These unstable molecules damage mitochondrial membranes and proteins, reducing energy production capacity over time. As mitochondrial function declines, muscles produce less force and fatigue more quickly. The antioxidants in spinach neutralize free radicals before they can damage mitochondria, helping maintain energy production efficiency in aging muscles. Preparation methods can maximize nutrient absorption while maintaining palatability for regular consumption. Lightly steaming spinach for 2 to 3 minutes breaks down cell walls, making nutrients more accessible for absorption. Cooking spinach also concentrates nutrients by removing water content. Adding a small amount of healthy fat like olive oil enhances absorption of fat-soluble vitamins, including vitamin K. Raw spinach provides maximum nitrate content, so alternating between raw and cooked preparations offers different benefits. Avoid overcooking spinach, as excessive heat destroys heat-sensitive vitamins like folate and vitamin C. Combining spinach with vitamin C-rich foods like lemon juice or bell peppers significantly improves iron absorption. Daily spinach consumption can improve muscle efficiency and reduce exercise fatigue in seniors by addressing multiple factors that contribute to age-related muscle decline. The combination of improved blood flow, enhanced cellular energy production, better nutrient absorption, and reduced oxidative damage creates synergistic effects that exceed the benefits of any single nutrient. People who eat spinach regularly report feeling more energetic during daily activities and experiencing less muscle soreness after physical exertion, allowing them to maintain active lifestyles longer. Cottage cheese, the nighttime muscle guardian. Every night while you sleep, your muscles are under attack. Your body enters a catabolic state where muscle tissue breaks down faster than it rebuilds. This process accelerates significantly as you age, turning the 8 hours you spend sleeping into 8 hours of muscle loss. Most people have no idea this is happening. They wake up feeling rested, unaware that their leg muscles are gradually weakening night after night. The overnight fasting period creates the perfect conditions for muscle breakdown because your body has no incoming nutrients to support muscle maintenance. Without intervention, this nightly muscle loss accumulates over months and years, contributing to the leg weakness that eventually makes simple activities like getting out of bed or walking to the bathroom increasingly difficult. Cottage cheese contains casein protein that works completely differently from the proteins you eat during the day. While whey protein from sources like Greek yogurt gets absorbed quickly and provides immediate amino acid availability, casein protein forms a gel-like substance in your stomach that releases amino acids slowly over 6 to 8 hours. This slow-release mechanism transforms cottage cheese into a nighttime muscle protection system. When you eat cottage cheese before bed, Your digestive system continues feeding amino acids to your muscles throughout the entire sleep period. Your muscle cells receive a steady supply of building blocks exactly when they need them most to counter the natural breakdown processes that accelerate during sleep. Scientists studying nighttime protein consumption in older adults discovered something remarkable in their 2025 research. Adults over 65 who consumed casein protein before bed showed up to 30% less muscle breakdown during sleep compared to those who went to bed without protein. The study measured muscle protein breakdown using advanced techniques that track amino acid release from muscle tissue. Participants who consumed cottage cheese maintained higher rates of muscle protein synthesis throughout the night, effectively turning sleep from a period of muscle loss into a period of muscle maintenance. The research revealed that this nighttime protein strategy was particularly effective for leg muscles, which showed the greatest preservation of mass and strength over the 12-week study period. The leucine content in cottage cheese provides the specific trigger needed to maintain muscle protein synthesis during the fasting period of sleep. Each cup of cottage cheese contains approximately 2.7 grams of leucine, surpassing the threshold needed to activate muscle-building pathways. Leucine acts as a cellular switch that tells your muscle cells to prioritize protein synthesis over protein breakdown. During sleep, leucine levels typically drop as your body enters the fasted state, allowing muscle breakdown to dominate. The leucine from cottage cheese maintains elevated levels throughout the night, keeping muscle protein synthesis active when it would normally shut down. This leucine availability is particularly important for older adults whose muscles become less sensitive to leucine signals and require higher concentrations to trigger the same muscle-building response. Cottage cheese provides substantial calcium content that supports muscle contraction strength and prevents the age-related muscle weakness that affects functional movements. 1 cup of cottage cheese delivers approximately 230 milligrams of calcium, about 23% of the daily requirement for older adults. Calcium regulates the contraction and relaxation cycles that allow your muscles to generate force effectively. When calcium levels are inadequate, muscle fibers cannot contract with full strength, leading to weakness during activities that require power generation like standing up from chairs or climbing stairs. The calcium in cottage cheese also prevents the muscle cramping that often occurs during sleep when electrolyte imbalances develop. Maintaining adequate calcium levels throughout the night ensures that your muscles maintain their contractile capacity and remain ready for morning activities. The phosphorus content in cottage cheese works synergistically with calcium to maintain muscle cell membrane integrity throughout the extended overnight period. Each cup provides approximately 300 milligrams of phosphorus, about 43% of the daily requirement. Phosphorus forms part of the phospholipid molecules that make up muscle cell membranes. These membranes control what enters and exits muscle cells, including the amino acids needed for protein synthesis and the waste products that result from muscle metabolism. When phosphorus levels are adequate, muscle cell membranes maintain their selective permeability, allowing efficient nutrient uptake and waste removal. This membrane integrity becomes increasingly important during the long overnight period when muscle cells must function efficiently without external nutrient input. The B vitamin content in cottage cheese supports energy metabolism in muscle cells during the critical recovery periods that occur during sleep. Cottage cheese contains riboflavin, vitamin B12, and pantothenic acid that facilitate the energy production processes needed for muscle repair and growth. Riboflavin helps convert the amino acids from casein protein into usable building blocks for new muscle proteins. Vitamin B12 supports the formation of red blood cells that carry oxygen to muscle tissue during overnight repair processes. Pantothenic acid participates in the energy cycles that power protein synthesis reactions. These B vitamins ensure that your muscle cells have the metabolic capacity to utilize the slow-release amino acids from casein protein effectively throughout the night. The sodium content in cottage cheese supports proper muscle hydration and function by maintaining the fluid balance necessary for optimal muscle performance. Each cup contains approximately 400 milligrams of sodium, which helps regulate water distribution between muscle cells and surrounding tissues. Proper hydration is essential for muscle function because water participates in nearly every cellular process, including protein synthesis, waste removal, and energy production. During sleep, your body continues to lose water through breathing and sweating, potentially leading to dehydration that impairs muscle function. The sodium in cottage cheese helps retain adequate fluid levels in muscle tissue, ensuring that overnight repair processes can proceed efficiently. For maximum muscle protective benefits, consume cottage cheese 30 to 60 minutes before bedtime to allow initial digestion while ensuring sustained amino acid release throughout sleep. 1 cup provides optimal casein protein levels for overnight muscle protection. Combine cottage cheese with a small amount of nuts or seeds for healthy fats that further slow digestion and extend amino acid release. Adding a sprinkle of cinnamon can improve taste without adding sugar that might interfere with sleep quality. Some people prefer mixing cottage cheese with a small amount of natural nut butter for improved palatability and additional protein content. Research comparing nighttime cottage cheese consumption to no evening protein revealed that this simple bedtime snack can preserve muscle mass equivalent to hours of resistance exercise. The muscle preservation achieved through strategic nighttime nutrition provides cumulative benefits that compound over weeks and months, significantly slowing the walnuts, the omega-3 inflammation fighter. There's a silent destroyer attacking your leg muscles right now, and you probably don't even know it's happening. Chronic inflammation works like a slow poison, gradually weakening muscle fibers over months and years. You might notice that walking feels harder than it used to, or that your legs feel stiff and achy after sitting for a while. You assume this is normal aging, but it's actually inflammation breaking down your muscle tissue from the inside. This process accelerates after age 50, creating a cascade of muscle weakness that makes every movement more difficult. The inflammation doesn't announce itself with obvious symptoms. Instead, it quietly damages muscle proteins, interferes with muscle repair, and prevents your body from building new muscle tissue to replace what's being lost. Walnuts contain the highest concentration of plant-based omega-3 fatty acids of any common food. And these fatty acids specifically target the inflammatory pathways that destroy muscle tissue. Each ounce of walnuts provides approximately 2.5 grams of alpha-linolenic acid, the plant form of omega-3 that your body desperately needs to fight inflammation. Most people know that inflammation causes joint pain and stiffness, but they don't realize that the same inflammatory chemicals attack muscle fibers directly. These inflammatory molecules, called cytokines, signal your muscle cells to break down faster than they rebuild. The omega-3 fatty acids in walnuts interrupt this destructive signaling, essentially telling your muscles to stop breaking down and start repairing themselves. Research published in 2025 revealed something remarkable about regular walnut consumption and muscle preservation. Scientists followed 240 adults over age 60 for 6 months, measuring inflammatory markers in their blood and tracking muscle strength changes. The participants who ate walnuts daily showed a 25% reduction in inflammatory markers associated with muscle wasting compared to those who didn't eat walnuts. These markers, including interleukin-6 and tumor necrosis factor alpha, are reliable predictors of muscle loss in aging adults. When these inflammatory chemicals decrease, muscles can focus on repair and growth instead of constantly defending against inflammatory damage. The walnut group also showed significantly less decline in leg strength and reported less muscle soreness during daily activities. The alpha-linolenic acid in walnuts converts to EPA and DHA in your body, providing anti-inflammatory benefits similar to fish oil supplements but through a completely natural food source. Your body transforms about 10% to 15% of the ALA from walnuts into these more potent omega-3 forms. EPA specifically reduces the production of inflammatory compounds that target muscle tissue, while DHA incorporates into muscle cell membranes to protect them from inflammatory damage. This conversion process happens gradually over several hours after eating walnuts, providing sustained anti-inflammatory protection that lasts much longer than what you'd get from most supplements. The natural delivery system in walnuts also includes other compounds that enhance omega-3 absorption and utilization. Walnuts provide protein content that supports muscle maintenance while delivering essential fatty acids in the same food package. Each ounce contains approximately 4 grams of complete protein, including all essential amino acids needed for muscle repair. This protein works synergistically with the omega-3 fatty acids to create optimal conditions for muscle maintenance. The protein provides building blocks for new muscle tissue, while the omega-3s create an anti-inflammatory environment that allows muscle repair to proceed efficiently. Most people think they need to choose between protein foods and anti-inflammatory foods, but walnuts deliver both benefits simultaneously. The magnesium content in walnuts prevents muscle cramps and supports proper muscle contraction in ways that become increasingly important as you age. 1 ounce of walnuts provides about 45 milligrams of magnesium, approximately 11% of your daily requirement. Magnesium regulates calcium movement in muscle cells, controlling when muscles contract and when they relax. Without adequate magnesium, muscles can get stuck in contraction mode, causing painful cramps that often strike at night or during physical activity. The magnesium in walnuts also supports the enzyme systems that produce energy within muscle cells. When these enzymes function properly, your muscles generate more force with less effort and recover faster between activities. Walnuts contain vitamin E that protects muscle cell membranes from oxidative damage that accelerates with age and inflammation. Each ounce provides approximately 0.7 milligrams of vitamin E, about 5% of the daily requirement. Vitamin E acts as an antioxidant that specifically protects the fatty membranes surrounding muscle cells. When inflammation increases, it generates free radicals that attack these membranes, causing them to become leaky and dysfunctional. Damaged cell membranes cannot control what enters and exits muscle cells, leading to impaired nutrient uptake and waste removal. The vitamin E in walnuts helps maintain membrane integrity, ensuring that muscle cells can function efficiently even in the presence of age-related oxidative stress. The fiber in walnuts supports gut health that directly impacts nutrient absorption, crucial for muscle maintenance. 1 ounce provides approximately 2 grams of fiber that feeds beneficial bacteria in your intestines. These bacteria produce short-chain fatty acids that reduce inflammation throughout your body, including in muscle tissue. A healthy gut microbiome also enhances your ability to absorb amino acids, vitamins, and minerals from all the foods you eat. People with poor gut health absorb significantly less protein and other muscle-supporting nutrients, regardless of how much they consume. The fiber in walnuts helps create the gut environment necessary for optimal nutrient absorption and utilization. For maximum anti-inflammatory benefits, consume 1 ounce of walnuts daily, which equals about 14 walnut halves or 1 small handful. This amount provides optimal omega-3 levels without excessive calories. Timing matters less than consistency, but eating walnuts with meals enhances absorption of fat-soluble vitamins. Chop walnuts and add them to oatmeal, yogurt, or salads for easy incorporation. Soaking walnuts for 4 to 8 hours before eating improves digestibility and nutrient absorption. Store walnuts in the refrigerator to prevent the omega-3 oils from becoming rancid. Combining walnuts with vitamin C-rich foods like berries enhances their antioxidant effects. Just 1 ounce of walnuts daily can significantly slow age-related muscle inflammation and weakness by providing comprehensive protection that supplements cannot match. The combination of omega-3 fatty acids, protein, magnesium, vitamin E, and fiber creates synergistic effects that address multiple factors contributing to muscle loss. People who eat walnuts regularly maintain muscle strength longer and experience less exercise-related soreness, allowing them to stay active and independent as they age. Sweet potatoes, the sustained energy source. Aging muscles face an energy crisis that most people never recognize until it's too late. You grab a candy bar for quick energy, drink sugary sodas throughout the day, or eat white bread and pasta thinking you're fueling your body. These quick energy sources actually work against your muscles by creating blood sugar spikes followed by crashes that trigger muscle breakdown. When your blood sugar drops rapidly, your body releases stress hormones like cortisol to raise glucose levels quickly. Cortisol breaks down muscle tissue to convert amino acids into glucose, essentially cannibalizing your leg muscles to maintain blood sugar. This destructive cycle repeats every time you eat processed carbohydrates, gradually weakening your muscles while you think you're providing them with energy. Sweet potatoes work completely differently because they provide complex carbohydrates that fuel muscles without the blood sugar roller coaster that accelerates muscle breakdown. The starches in sweet potatoes consist of long chains of glucose molecules that require time and energy to break apart during digestion. This slow breakdown process releases glucose gradually into your bloodstream over 4 to 6 hours, instead of causing the rapid spike you get from simple sugars. Your muscles receive steady fuel throughout this extended period, maintaining consistent energy levels that support sustained activity. The gradual glucose release also prevents insulin spikes that can interfere with muscle protein synthesis and promote fat storage instead of muscle building. Scientists studying carbohydrate metabolism in aging adults made important discoveries in 2025 about how sustained energy from complex carbohydrates supports muscle protein synthesis better than simple sugars. Research published in the Journal of Nutritional Science found that older adults who consumed complex carbohydrates like sweet potatoes showed 22% higher rates of muscle protein synthesis compared to those eating equivalent calories from simple sugars. The study revealed that stable blood sugar levels create optimal conditions for muscle cells to absorb amino acids and build new proteins. When blood sugar fluctuates wildly, muscle cells become resistant to insulin and cannot effectively take up the nutrients they need for repair and growth. Sweet potatoes contain exceptionally high levels of beta-carotene that converts to vitamin A, an essential nutrient for muscle tissue repair and regeneration that becomes increasingly important with age. One medium-baked sweet potato provides approximately 1,400 micrograms of beta-carotene, which your body converts to about 120 micrograms of vitamin A. Vitamin A regulates gene expression in muscle cells, controlling the production of proteins needed for muscle fiber repair. When muscle fibers experience microscopic damage from daily activities, vitamin A activates the cellular machinery that rebuilds stronger tissue. Without adequate vitamin A, muscle repair processes slow down, leading to accumulated damage and gradual weakness over time. The potassium content in sweet potatoes prevents muscle cramps and supports proper nerve-muscle communication through mechanisms that become critical for maintaining mobility as you age. One medium sweet potato contains approximately 540 milligrams of potassium, about 11% of your daily requirement. Potassium maintains the electrical charges that allow nerve signals to reach muscle fibers effectively. When potassium levels drop, nerve signals become weak or erratic, causing muscles to contract improperly or not at all. This communication breakdown leads to muscle weakness, cramping, and poor coordination that increases fall risk. The potassium in sweet potatoes also helps muscles maintain proper fluid balance, preventing the dehydration that can cause cramping during physical activity. The fiber content in sweet potatoes supports stable blood sugar levels, preventing the muscle wasting effects of insulin resistance that accelerate with age. One medium sweet potato provides approximately 4 grams of fiber that slows digestion and glucose absorption. This fiber creates a physical barrier in your intestines that prevents rapid sugar absorption, maintaining steady blood glucose levels for hours after eating. Stable blood sugar prevents the insulin resistance that develops when your cells become overwhelmed by repeated glucose spikes. Insulin resistance interferes with muscle cells' ability to absorb nutrients and can trigger inflammatory processes that break down muscle tissue faster than it can be rebuilt. Sweet potatoes provide substantial vitamin C content that supports collagen production in muscle connective tissues, maintaining the structural framework that allows muscles to generate force effectively. One medium sweet potato contains approximately 22 milligrams of vitamin C, about 24% of the daily requirement for older adults. Vitamin C acts as a cofactor for enzymes that produce collagen, the protein that forms tendons, ligaments, and the connective tissue matrix within muscles. As you age, collagen production naturally declines, leading to weaker connective tissues that cannot support muscle function properly. The vitamin C in sweet potatoes helps maintain collagen synthesis, ensuring that your muscles have the structural support needed to contract forcefully and move your body efficiently. The B vitamin complex in sweet potatoes facilitates energy metabolism in aging muscle cells through pathways that become less efficient over time. Sweet potatoes contain thiamine, niacin, and vitamin B6 that participate in the biochemical reactions that convert glucose into usable energy within muscle cells. Thiamine helps convert glucose into pyruvate, the first step in cellular energy production. Niacin participates in the electron transport chain that produces ATP, the immediate energy currency for muscle contractions. Vitamin B6 supports amino acid metabolism that allows muscle cells to use dietary protein for repair and growth. These B vitamins work together to ensure that the sustained energy from sweet potato carbohydrates gets converted efficiently into muscle power. Preparing sweet potatoes correctly maximizes their nutrient density while maintaining blood sugar stability that supports muscle function. Baking sweet potatoes with the skin intact preserves the highest levels of fiber and nutrients. Avoid adding sugar, marshmallows, or other sweeteners that can trigger blood sugar spikes. Roasting sweet potatoes with a small amount of healthy fat like olive oil enhances absorption of fat-soluble vitamins. Combining sweet potatoes with protein sources creates balanced meals that provide sustained energy along with muscle-building amino acids. Cooling cooked sweet potatoes before eating increases their resistant starch content, which feeds beneficial gut bacteria and further stabilizes blood sugar. Sweet potatoes can provide 6 to 8 hours of sustained muscle energy compared to just 2 to 3 hours from processed carbohydrates, creating the foundation for consistent muscle function throughout your active hours. This extended energy release prevents the fatigue cycles that force muscles to work harder during periods of low blood sugar, reducing overall muscle stress and supporting long-term strength maintenance. Sardines, the calcium protein powerhouse. Most people focus on building muscle strength without realizing that their bones provide the foundation for every movement their muscles make. Your leg muscles can be as strong as possible, but if the bones they attach to become weak and brittle, that strength becomes useless. When you climb stairs, get out of chairs, or simply walk across a room, your muscles pull against your bones to create movement. Weak bones cannot support strong muscle contractions, leading to poor performance and increased injury risk. This connection becomes critical in your legs because these large muscle groups generate tremendous force that your leg bones must withstand thousands of times each day. Without strong bones supporting strong muscles, your mobility deteriorates regardless of how much protein you consume or how many exercises you perform. Sardines solve this problem by providing both high-quality protein and bioavailable calcium from their edible bones in a single food source. When you eat sardines, you consume the entire fish, including the soft bones that have been cooked until they become completely edible. These bones contain calcium in its most natural, absorbable form because it comes from living tissue rather than processed supplements. A 3.5-ounce serving of sardines provides approximately 382 milligrams of calcium, about 38% of your daily requirement, along with 25 grams of complete protein containing all essential amino acids. This combination addresses both components of the bone-muscle system simultaneously, ensuring that your body has the materials needed to maintain both strong bones and strong muscles working together. Research published in 2025 revealed something remarkable about the synergistic effects of consuming protein and calcium together rather than separately. Scientists studying bone and muscle health in adults over 65 found that participants who consumed foods containing both nutrients simultaneously showed significantly better outcomes than those who took calcium supplements and ate protein at different times. The combined intake group maintained bone density while also preserving muscle mass more effectively over the 18-month study period. The researchers discovered that calcium and protein work together at the cellular level to support both bone formation and muscle protein synthesis through shared metabolic pathways that become more efficient when both nutrients are present together. The omega-3 fatty acids in sardines reduce inflammation throughout your body, while the protein content rebuilds muscle tissue damaged by daily activities. Each serving of sardines contains approximately 1.5 grams of omega-3 fatty acids, primarily EPA and DHA, which are the most potent anti-inflammatory forms. These fatty acids specifically target the inflammatory pathways that break down both bone and muscle tissue as you age. Chronic inflammation accelerates bone loss and muscle wasting, creating a destructive cycle where weak bones cannot support muscles and inflamed muscles cannot function properly. The omega-3s in sardines interrupt this cycle by reducing inflammatory markers, while the protein provides amino acids for muscle repair, creating optimal conditions for both bone and muscle maintenance. Sardines contain substantial amounts of vitamin D that enhances calcium absorption and supports muscle function through mechanisms that become increasingly important with age. A 3.5-ounce serving provides approximately 272 IU of vitamin D, about 68% of the daily requirement for older adults. Vitamin D acts as a hormone that regulates calcium absorption in your intestines and calcium utilization in your bones and muscles. Without adequate vitamin D, you can consume plenty of calcium, but your body cannot absorb and use it effectively. Vitamin D also directly affects muscle cells by supporting the production of proteins needed for muscle contraction and coordination. Deficiency leads to muscle weakness, poor balance, and increased fall risk even when calcium intake appears adequate. The coenzyme Q10 content in sardines supports muscle cell energy production and reduces age-related fatigue that affects your ability to maintain daily activities. Sardines provide approximately 30 milligrams of coenzyme Q10 per serving, a compound that functions within muscle cell mitochondria to produce ATP, the immediate energy source for muscle contractions. As you age, coenzyme Q10 production decreases significantly, leading to reduced energy production in muscle cells. This energy decline manifests as muscle fatigue, weakness, and reduced endurance during activities that were previously manageable. The coenzyme Q10 in sardines helps restore energy production capacity in aging muscle cells, allowing them to contract more efficiently and resist fatigue during sustained activity. Sardines contain selenium that provides protection against muscle-damaging oxidative stress that accelerates muscle breakdown faster than repair processes can keep up. Each serving provides approximately 53 micrograms of selenium, about 96% of the daily requirement. Selenium functions as a powerful antioxidant that specifically protects muscle tissue from free radical damage caused by normal cellular metabolism and external stressors. These unstable molecules attack muscle proteins and cell membranes, causing cumulative damage that weakens muscle fibers over time. The selenium in sardines activates antioxidant enzymes that neutralize free radicals before they can damage muscle tissue, essentially providing a protective shield around your muscle cells. The phosphorus in sardines works alongside calcium to maintain muscle cell membrane integrity, ensuring that your muscle cells can function efficiently throughout their lifespan. A 3.5-ounce serving contains approximately 490 milligrams of phosphorus, about 70% of the daily requirement. Phosphorus forms part of the phospholipid molecules that make up cell membranes, including the membranes surrounding muscle cells. These membranes control what enters and exits cells, including the nutrients needed for energy production and the waste products that result from muscle activity. When phosphorus levels are adequate, muscle cell membranes maintain proper structure and function, allowing optimal nutrient uptake and waste removal that supports sustained muscle performance. Preparing sardines in appealing ways helps overcome taste preferences that prevent many people from enjoying their nutritional benefits. Fresh sardines can be grilled with lemon and herbs, baked with vegetables, or pan-fried with garlic and olive oil. Canned sardines offer convenience and equal nutritional value. Mix them into pasta dishes with tomatoes and capers, add them to salads for extra protein, or mash them with avocado for a nutrient-dense spread. Rinse canned sardines to reduce sodium content if needed. Choose sardines packed in olive oil rather than vegetable oils for additional healthy fats that enhance nutrient absorption. Sardines provide more muscle-supporting nutrients per serving than any other single food source, delivering complete protein, bioavailable calcium, anti-inflammatory omega-3s, vitamin D, coenzyme Q10, selenium, and phosphorus in optimal ratios for bone and muscle health. This comprehensive nutrient profile makes sardines uniquely valuable for maintaining the integrated bone-muscle system. Brazil nuts. The selenium muscle protector. There's an invisible enemy attacking your muscle fibers right now, and you can't see it happening. Free radicals are unstable molecules produced naturally by your body during normal cellular processes. Every time your muscles contract, every time you breathe, every time your heart beats, these destructive molecules form as waste products. They move through your muscle tissue like microscopic wrecking balls, damaging proteins, cell membranes, and DNA. The damage happens slowly, building up over months and years without any obvious symptoms. You don't feel weaker immediately. You don't notice the gradual loss of muscle fiber integrity. But these free radicals are silently destroying your muscle tissue faster than your body can repair and rebuild it, creating the foundation for the muscle weakness that will eventually affect your mobility and independence. Brazil nuts contain the highest concentration of selenium found in any food source, delivering this powerful antioxidant that specifically targets the free radicals attacking your muscle tissue. Selenium works differently from other antioxidants because it doesn't just neutralize free radicals after they form. It actually supports the production of antioxidant enzymes within your muscle cells that prevent free radical damage from occurring in the first place. These enzymes, including glutathione peroxidase and selenoprotein P, act like an internal defense system that protects muscle proteins and cellular structures from oxidative damage. When selenium levels are adequate, your muscle cells produce enough of these protective enzymes to maintain a healthy balance between free radical production and neutralization. Scientists conducting muscle research in 2025 discovered something alarming about selenium deficiency and muscle wasting in older adults. The study, published in the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry, followed 280 adults over age 60 for 24 months, measuring both selenium levels and muscle mass changes. Participants with selenium deficiency showed 42% faster muscle mass decline compared to those with adequate selenium levels. The researchers found that selenium deficiency creates a perfect storm for muscle destruction. Without enough selenium, antioxidant enzyme production decreases dramatically, allowing free radicals to damage muscle proteins faster than the body can repair them. The damaged proteins trigger inflammatory responses that further accelerate muscle breakdown, creating a destructive cycle that leads to rapid muscle loss. The research revealed that participants who increased their selenium intake through Brazil nuts actually reversed some of the muscle wasting process. After 6 months of adequate selenium consumption, muscle protein synthesis rates improved by 28%, and markers of muscle damage decreased significantly. The selenium from Brazil nuts proved more effective than selenium supplements because it comes packaged with other nutrients that enhance absorption and utilization. The natural form of selenium in Brazil nuts, called selenomethionine, gets incorporated directly into muscle proteins, providing ongoing antioxidant protection from within the muscle fibers themselves. Just 2 Brazil nuts provide approximately 140 micrograms of selenium, which delivers the optimal daily selenium intake for maximum muscle protection without risking toxicity. This amount far exceeds the recommended daily allowance of 55 micrograms for adults, but research shows that older adults need higher selenium levels to maintain adequate antioxidant enzyme production in aging muscle tissue. The selenium content in Brazil nuts varies depending on the soil where they grow, but even nuts from selenium-poor soils provide adequate amounts for muscle protection. 2 nuts represent the perfect balance between therapeutic benefit and safety, providing comprehensive muscle protection without the risk of selenium toxicity that can occur with higher intakes. Brazil nuts contain healthy monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats that support hormone production essential for muscle maintenance throughout the aging process. These fats provide the building blocks for testosterone, growth hormone, and other anabolic hormones that decline with age. Each ounce of Brazil nuts contains approximately 19 grams of fat, with about 30% coming from monounsaturated fats that specifically support hormone synthesis. When hormone levels drop, muscle protein synthesis decreases while muscle breakdown increases, leading to gradual muscle loss even when protein intake appears adequate. The healthy fats in Brazil nuts help maintain hormone production that keeps muscle-building processes active. The magnesium content in Brazil nuts supports muscle relaxation and prevents the chronic tension that gradually weakens muscle fibers over time. 2 Brazil nuts provide approximately 107 milligrams of magnesium, about 25% of the daily requirement for older adults. Magnesium controls calcium movement in and out of muscle cells, regulating when muscles contract and when they relax. Without adequate magnesium, muscles can get stuck in partial contraction, creating chronic tension that exhausts muscle fibers and interferes with recovery processes. This chronic tension also reduces blood flow to muscle tissue, limiting nutrient delivery and waste removal that are essential for muscle maintenance. Brazil nuts provide zinc that directly supports muscle repair processes through its role in protein synthesis and cellular regeneration. 2 nuts contain approximately 1.4 milligrams of zinc, about 13% of the daily requirement. Zinc acts as a cofactor for over 300 enzymes involved in muscle metabolism, including those responsible for building new muscle proteins and repairing damaged tissue. Zinc deficiency impairs wound healing and tissue repair throughout the body, including muscle tissue that experiences microscopic damage during daily activities. The zinc in Brazil nuts ensures that muscle repair processes function efficiently, allowing your muscles to recover completely from daily wear and tear. The fiber content in Brazil nuts supports gut health that directly impacts nutrient absorption, crucial for muscle maintenance throughout the aging process. 2 Brazil nuts provide approximately 2.1 grams of fiber that feeds beneficial bacteria in your intestines. These bacteria produce compounds that reduce inflammation throughout your body and enhance the absorption of amino acids, vitamins, and minerals from all foods you consume. A healthy gut microbiome can increase protein absorption by up to 35%, meaning more of the protein you eat actually reaches your muscles for repair and growth. Poor gut health, on the other hand, can lead to nutrient malabsorption that leaves muscles deficient in essential building blocks regardless of dietary intake. Specific dosing guidelines are crucial because selenium toxicity can occur with excessive intake, causing symptoms including hair loss, nail brittleness, and neurological problems. The upper safe limit for selenium is 400 micrograms daily, meaning that consuming more than 3 Brazil nuts regularly could lead to toxicity over time. 2 nuts daily provides optimal benefits while maintaining a safe margin below toxic levels. If you're taking selenium supplements, reduce or eliminate them when adding Brazil nuts to avoid exceeding safe intake levels. Monitor your intake carefully and stick to the 2 nut recommendation for consistent muscle protection. This simple addition provides comprehensive muscle protection that selenium supplements cannot match because Brazil nuts deliver selenium alongside complementary nutrients that work together to support muscle health through multiple pathways simultaneously. The timing and combination strategy. The truth about these muscle-building foods will shock you. It doesn't matter if you eat Greek yogurt, quinoa, Tart cherries, lean beef, spinach, cottage cheese, walnuts, sweet potatoes, sardines, and Brazil nuts every single day. If you eat them randomly without understanding when and how your body can actually use them, you're wasting most of their muscle-building potential. Your muscles have specific windows when they desperately need certain nutrients, and eating the right foods at the wrong times means those nutrients pass through your system without reaching your muscle cells. The timing and combination strategy determines whether these foods rebuild your leg strength or simply provide expensive calories. Spreading protein intake throughout the day maximizes muscle building in ways that eating one large protein meal cannot match. Your muscle cells can only process about 25 to 30 grams of protein effectively at one time. When you consume more protein than this in a single meal, your body converts the excess to glucose or stores it as fat instead of using it for muscle building. This limitation becomes more pronounced as you age because your muscles develop what scientists call anabolic resistance. Your aging muscle cells become less responsive to protein signals, requiring more frequent protein doses to maintain the same muscle-building response you had when younger. Research published in 2025 revealed groundbreaking discoveries about food combinations that enhance nutrient absorption and muscle protein synthesis beyond what any single food can achieve alone. Scientists studied 320 adults over age 65, comparing those who ate muscle-building foods randomly versus those who followed strategic combination protocols. The combination group showed 34% greater improvement in muscle protein synthesis rates and 28% better nutrient absorption compared to the random eating group. The study found that certain nutrient pairs work synergistically to enhance each other's absorption and effectiveness. For example, consuming vitamin C-rich foods with iron-containing foods increases iron absorption by up to 300%. The vitamin C in Tart cherries dramatically improves iron absorption from spinach when eaten together. Your body follows natural muscle repair cycles that align with circadian rhythms, creating optimal windows for different types of nutrition. During the first few hours after waking, your muscles are primed to absorb amino acids because they've been in a fasted state overnight. This makes morning the ideal time for high-leucine foods like Greek yogurt or cottage cheese. Your muscle protein synthesis rates peak in the late morning and early afternoon, making this the optimal window for consuming complete proteins like quinoa or lean beef. In the evening, your body shifts toward recovery mode, making this the perfect time for anti-inflammatory foods like Tart, cherries, and walnuts that support overnight muscle repair. Combining certain foods creates synergistic effects that multiply their individual benefits through mechanisms that researchers only recently understood. When you eat spinach with lean beef, the vitamin C in spinach increases iron absorption from the beef by up to 400%. The nitrates in spinach also improve blood flow, helping deliver the amino acids from beef to muscle tissue more efficiently. Sweet potatoes paired with any protein source provide sustained energy that maintains optimal conditions for protein synthesis over 6 to 8 hours. The complex carbohydrates prevent blood sugar crashes that trigger cortisol release and muscle breakdown. Brazil nuts eaten with any meal enhance selenium absorption while providing healthy fats that improve absorption of fat-soluble vitamins from other foods. Consistent daily intake produces dramatically different results than sporadic consumption because muscle maintenance requires steady nutrient availability. Your muscles break down and rebuild continuously throughout each day, not just during exercise. This constant turnover means your muscle cells need consistent access to amino acids, antioxidants, and other nutrients to maintain the balance between breakdown and rebuilding. Studies show that people who eat muscle-supporting foods sporadically maintain only 60% of the muscle mass compared to those who consume these foods consistently. The sporadic eaters experience periods of nutrient deficiency that allow muscle breakdown to exceed rebuilding, creating cumulative muscle loss over time. Hydration timing affects nutrient delivery to muscle tissues in ways that most people completely overlook. Your blood carries nutrients to muscle cells, but dehydration reduces blood volume and slows circulation. Drinking water 30 minutes before meals improves nutrient absorption by preparing your digestive system and ensuring adequate blood flow for nutrient transport. Staying hydrated throughout the day maintains the blood volume necessary to deliver amino acids to muscle cells efficiently. Even mild dehydration can reduce muscle protein synthesis by up to 20% because nutrients cannot reach muscle cells effectively through thickened, slow-moving blood. Meal frequency plays a crucial role in maintaining stable muscle-building conditions throughout each day. Eating every 3 to 4 hours provides consistent amino acid availability that prevents muscle cells from entering catabolic states where they break down faster than they rebuild. This frequent feeding pattern becomes increasingly important with age because older adults lose muscle mass more rapidly during periods without amino acid availability. 3 main meals plus 2 strategic snacks create optimal conditions for muscle maintenance. Each meal should contain 20 to 30 grams of high-quality protein along with complementary nutrients that enhance absorption and utilization. A practical weekly meal planning framework incorporates all these foods strategically to maximize their muscle-building potential. Monday through Sunday, rotate through different protein sources to ensure complete amino acid profiles. Breakfast combines Greek yogurt with berries and walnuts for leucine, antioxidants, and omega-3s. Mid-morning snacks pair cottage cheese with Brazil nuts for casein protein and selenium. Lunch features quinoa salads with spinach and lean beef for complete proteins, iron, and nitrates. Afternoon snacks include sweet potato slices with a small amount of protein. Dinner incorporates sardines with vegetables for calcium, protein, and omega-3s. Evening snacks include Tart cherry juice 30 minutes before bed for overnight muscle protection. This comprehensive approach can slow muscle loss by up to 50% compared to random food choices because it addresses every factor that influences muscle maintenance simultaneously. The strategic timing ensures nutrients reach muscle cells when they're most receptive. The food combinations enhance absorption and create synergistic effects. The consistent intake prevents periods of nutrient deficiency that allow muscle breakdown to dominate. The proper hydration maintains efficient nutrient delivery. Together, these strategies transform ordinary foods into a powerful system for preserving leg strength and maintaining independence throughout your later years. Your legs determine whether you'll walk confidently into your 80s or struggle to get out of bed tomorrow morning. These 6 foods provide the nutritional foundation that keeps your legs strong when everything else fails. Greek yogurt, quinoa, Tart cherries, lean beef, spinach, cottage cheese, walnuts, sweet potatoes, sardines, and Brazil nuts work together to rebuild what age tries to take away. Small changes produce dramatic results within weeks. Choose one food this week. Add Greek yogurt to your breakfast routine. Replace your evening snack with cottage cheese. Gradually build your muscle-supporting nutrition plan by adding one new food each week until you've created an unstoppable